Hey Michael, I am taking the Riverview exit to the property on Carlington. There's two exits actually to Riverview. This is the southern exit. There's one that's a little bit further north, which I passed already. But this is the exit where you can either take a right to Riverview, like we're gonna do, or you take a left to Apollo Beach. This exit covers both towns. Around 5 o'clock right now, it's 1 o'clock on a Friday, but around 5 this road can get so busy that it actually can back up onto the highway, just giving you full eyes wide open to the area. This has been a lot of subdivisions and areas that have gone up in this area over the last 10 years, and our infrastructure is being tested. Whether they can fix that or I don't know, but it can get a little busy. So but with that being said, there's a lot of commercial, there's a lot of stuff going on down here. There's rumors of a mall possibly. They're building a lagoon, which would be a nice tourist attraction, kind of a teal turquoise water park area. There's one up in Wesley Chapel in this new subdivision, but they're supposed to be building one down here in a suburb of Riverview called Wamama. That's what I've heard. And for all I know, maybe it's already in place, because I heard this like a year ago. Just haven't really followed closely to see if that's happening. So anyway, you can kind of see where this traffic jam happens here. This lane to the right, which I really don't want to get into, is kind of a turn only to get back on the highway. So I really want to merge into this lane to the left. And when that traffic light is red, as you see, it jams everything up, and then people get jammed up on the highway. So I'm gonna see if I can squeeze into one of these spots. I hate cutting people off or getting into people's way, but what can I do? Okay, so we're good. They really should get rid of this red trap. I guess they can't get rid of the light because people are trying to get on the highway. But this light stops people from flowing through this road. I don't know. There are times of the day where this goes very smoothly, but come 5 o'clock hour, it gets bad. They built a new hospital just up the road here on the right after this traffic light. So new hospital has come in the last couple years. Lots of restaurants, strip malls. Now the subdivision that we're going to, it's called Summerfield Village. Summerfield is one of the first subdivisions for this area. It's an area that was built in the 90s. This particular house was built in 05, so it must be a later phase of Summerfield. Summerfield's kind of big, and has pretty low HOA fees. It's a golf course community. You see this truck's trying to merge in here. Really just not crazy about the infrastructure of this area. But we're in the clear now, so once we get past this light, it should go pretty smooth. But yeah, the HOA here, let me see here, is $112 a quarter, so like $450 a year. I just had to ignore a phone call. It's about 95 degrees here in August. The weather down here, it generally, even throughout the hot summers, generally doesn't go over 100. Maybe I've seen 102, 103. It doesn't get to 110, 115. Gets humid, gets really humid, but the temperatures usually stick in the 90s in the summer. And then the winters are just absolutely perfect. They're usually in the 70s and 80s, and the humidity drops. You get that northern type of low humidity feel, and that lasts from about October until March or April, and then the humidity comes back and the temperatures rise, and that's it. We really have two seasons. Okay, so we got back to traffic light. We're past the highway. Now I'll show you a little bit of this area. The road we're on is called Big Bend. There is a bend in the road up ahead, a big one, I guess. So that's the name, Big Bend Road. And we're going to be crossing over 301 in a minute. And 301 and Big Bend is just like a mecca of commercial. And this house is not far. Right now we're 3.5 miles from the property. It says we're about 10 minutes away. So you can see to the right, there's the hospital. So hospital will be 3.5 miles to the property. And like I said, that hospital is maybe 2 years old. And then when we get to, we're going to cross right over 301. But when we cross over 301, if you were to take a right, you would be heading towards Ruskin. Now Ruskin is kind of the latest development. You know, Riverview is pretty established, but Ruskin is still developing. And you know, as you get more rural, you get less amenities, but more for your money, right? The land is cheaper. So the development's kind of going in that direction, but you know, the traffic is, people are still using Riverview to get on the highway. There is another exit further down, but I think it's a bit, I'm not sure, it might be 10 minutes down the highway. So people in the upper part of Ruskin, you know, use Riverview as their way in and out of the highway. That's my guess why it's kind of getting a little bit trafficy. So the next exit will be 301. This is just stuff off of Big Bend. There's a bowling alley called the Alley over there off to the right. Gas station. Just making sure I'm zoomed out. Yeah, all the way. Just want to make sure. Restaurants, Applebee's, Sonic's, Village Inn. Walmart. My Bank Chase is right there. So this intersection we're coming up to is 301. So we'll cross over 301, but this is the 301 intersection. Once we get past this intersection, the traffic will lighten, because this is where a lot of people are kind of coming and going, is this area. Now, if you were to take a left here at 301, you'd be heading north. 301 goes north and south. So if you were to head north, you'd go into North Riverview, and there is another highway entrance up the road. And then if you continue on 301, you would hit Brandon, where I'm from. I took the highway all the way down from Brandon, which maybe was 15 minutes on the highway. So all these people, this double lane, they're getting onto Riverview to head north. But we're going to cross over. So this is a bank-owned property. This is day 2 on the market. I have not looked at the pictures, so I'll be kind of checking it out with you here on the video at the same time. Okay, so we're crossing 301. Like I said, there's commercial on both sides here, right around this 301 area. It'll start to turn very residential. You have this whole strip mall, that's Publix shopping center. That's our big shopping center chain. So Publix is 2.7 miles from this house. Culver's has kind of been popping up all over the place lately. So there's one right there. And this is there's a Panda Express for Chinese food. Another strip mall right here. And then this is where it starts to turn into residential zone. You can see the first sign for Summerfield right there. Summerfield with the water. And then this is Summerfield on the left and the right. Probably for a good couple miles. It's a pretty big area. And like I said, this house is in a newer phase from 05. But these ones right here are all from the 90s. And it's continued to grow. But it does have really low HOAs, I must say. I mean, $450 a year. You can't beat it. And because it's such a big subdivision, they have a decent amount of money to keep, you know, everything nice. All this, that we see here, the landscaping stuff, is all maintained by Summerfield. We're about 5 minutes away, 1.9 miles, so it should go pretty smooth. This road right here, this intersection, it's called Summerfield Boulevard that we're crossing over. So you know it's a big area when they have their own street names. Here's Summerfield Crossings Golf Club. So the Summerfield amenities would be down here on the left. That would be your clubhouse and where the golf course begins. I hear like a noise there. There's the old strip mall. Probably as old as Summerfield. That's weird. I heard something going on. I wasn't sure if there was some emergency vehicle coming through, but I didn't see anything. Summerfield is mostly single-family homes. I do know of one condominium inside of Summerfield. Wouldn't be surprised if they have some townhomes, you know, but I think I know of some villas as well, but mostly these are all single-family homes in Summerfield. Now, I mentioned 301 going north and south. There's a road just up ahead on the left, or I should say, not really. We kind of cross over it, and that road lets you go north and south as well. It's kind of, I call it the back way to go north, rather than getting on 301. 301 is kind of the commercial version, but there is a back road that will get you towards Brandon if you want to avoid all that stuff. We're going to turn left before we get to it, but just like the next intersection would be that road. So if you wanted to go into Brandon, you can come out of this neighborhood and take a left instead of a right, and head north. All right, this turn right here is to this subdivision. There goes my mints. Open field, not sure if that's future development or not. Summer Creek. And this is our turn right here. Clubhouse Estates. That sounds fancy. That's a pretty big home, that gray home up ahead. Carlington. All right, this is the street. So we're looking for 12917. Just shout it out if you see it. Or 12917. So it's going to be on the left because it's an odd number. Got the palm trees on both sides. You know you're not in Colorado anymore. Okay, we're in the 1.3s. We're almost in the 1.2s. One, 2, 9, 3, 9. We got 12917. Must be around the corner here. They have some solar panels on that roof. We're almost there. That's 12925 there. Let's see. I think it's this house right here. This orange color with the lawnmower. 3-car garage. Oh, you definitely found a bigger house. 3,000 square feet. All right, let's do a little quick outside view, and then I will do the a video for the inside. So this house is built in 2005, 6 bedrooms, 3 full baths, 3,092 heated, and under roof is 3954, such as garage, lanai, stuff of that nature. It does say that the flood zone, it says, is AE, which means that if you do a loan, flood insurance is required. Now, based on the flood risk, they will determine the amount. I've seen some where you almost scratch your head why it's a flood zone, because there's no water. But Florida's very flat, and maybe there's a pond, a quarter mile away that doesn't have a drainage system. But I'll look closer when I'm in the back just to see if it seems like there's any risk. I've even seen it where the house itself is not in a flood zone, but maybe a portion of the land is in a flood zone. And in that case, you don't have to have flood insurance because the house is not at risk, but the land still has it. So if it's a house of interest, if we get that far, I'd be happy to dig into that and see. But I have seen flood insurance as little as $300 a year, and the risk seems very little. So just looking at the exterior, I see some cracks on the stucco. Sometimes stucco can be defective and it can start to crack. It looks like they've sealed it all. I've also seen where homes settle and crack, and then you just have to seal it. So it may be fine. It probably does need a paint job. That looks, that's kind of like an eyesore there. This little device right here, this little spot right here, that's where you can put a pest control company can remove that cover and put pesticides into that